All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, the presidency on Sunday advanced reasons locations of terrorists cannot be bombed by the military, saying due consideration must be given to hostages in captivity of the criminals. Now, reacting to the threat by the terrorists to kidnap President Muhammadu Buhari, the presidency, in a statement issued by Garba Shehu, senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, observed that the use of propaganda and violence by terrorists is not new. It maintained that the Nigerian security forces are neither clueless nor helpless, but just cannot display their strategies to deal with the threats in public. The statement further stated that the dilemmas in dealing with the specific case of the trained terrorists are manifold. Punitive actions like the popular call for carpet bombing of the known locations may assuage the desire of an angry public for revenge, but what about the hostages? They committed no offense now. All they did was to board a train. Well, their families and loved ones of the victim went to the Federal Minister of Transportation in Abuja again to protest. They called on the federal government to rescue their loved ones. Now, today we're asking, how can we actually secure the release of the Kaduna train victims? Now, please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. And also tweet at us at Wayshow Africa1 with the hashtag Wayshow. All right, so ladies, I just want to quickly hear your thoughts on this, because do you actually think it is possible to get these people out of the hands of the bandit or terrorist? Is it possible?
He's asking you.
Manny, I believe she was looking in your direction.
We've been over this. Is it possible? Anything is possible. Because for me, I believe that it's the government's primary responsibility to protect us. You understand? Just ensure that we are safe, life and property. So if you ask me if I think it's possible, then it's possible. I'll say yes. But how? We're now talking about the methods. How do we do it? Do we, the bandits want the government to pay 100 million naira for every victim that has been kidnapped? And so far, there were 61 kidnapped. I think now they have 40 in their possession, meaning 21 have been released. And from what we've seen in the news, the people that have been released have actually paid this 100 million each.
Well, you know what? I spoke with someone yesterday, and they actually told me two people that she knows, two people that were released and they did not pay a kobo. They were amongst the very first set of people. I think they were like 7 or so. The very first set of people that were released, and they did not pay a dime. They were actually two sisters, you know, amongst other people. So she said she knows those two sisters, their family, and they didn't pay a dime. So I don't understand where the disparity is coming from. But let me hear you, Norma, so the expert will help us out here.
Well, like Manny said, anything is possible. I think it's the level of seriousness that we attach to the lives of the Nigerian citizens that determine if the government says that they are the government, they have what it takes. They should have actually what it takes to be able to protect the citizens of Nigeria. But in this situation, we are seeing things. I mean, I remember back in the days where we could send military forces to go and fight wars in different countries. Nigeria was known as when it comes to
giant.
When it comes
African
to
giant.
strategy, I don't know what has happened over the years. Maybe that's why we have the expert here, so that he can explain to us what has happened that has brought us to this point where Nigeria seemingly cannot take care of its own.
Absolutely. Also, Dickson Osajie is a friend of the house, and he's a criminologist, a global security analyst. He holds the gold standard security certification, the certified protection profession board certified United States of America. He's a former soldier of the Nigerian Army and a recipient of the Nigerian Army Gallantry Medal of Honor in Operation Harmony for Bakassi Peninsula. Dickson is an internationally certified security expert and the managing director, Debris Protection Services Limited, a licensed private security company in Nigeria. And it's always an honor to have you, Dickson. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure, Owa.
This is really sad. And just for the people that haven't seen the video, we don't want to play that video because playing the video in itself, and promoting the videos again, it's almost like we are acting what the terrorists want us to do, which is to continue to propagate their mission, right, and continue to populate their videos all over the place. So we can't show the videos, but I'm sure it went viral. A lot of people sent it to me on WhatsApp. I couldn't even open it, but I just had to open it just because I needed to have this conversation. It's really tiring, Dickson. How many months now gone that these people have been like a joke? You know why this particular one is really terrifying for me? My parents live in Kaduna State. They still stay there till tomorrow. And I remember there was a time my parents had to stop, especially my mom, because she's the one that travels everywhere. My mom never stays in one place. So she's always traveling. And so there was a time that she was constantly on that Abuja Kaduna train because she needed to catch flights and all of that. So I'm just imagining that, what if it was just one of those trips that she was, and the thing just happened like a joke. All of a sudden, months later, we're still on this conversation. Now the terrorists coming out to flog the victims. For me, I saw a very strong sense of desperation on their part, trying to get the attention of the government. It seems like we've done everything, people are not taking us seriously, so let us resort to this measure. But really, is there a way we can actually secure these people? Because the government is saying that if we do that bombing, it will affect both victims and the terrorists. It's not like, so now they're telling me they know where they are. Two things that came to my mind. How did that video even circulate? Where is the source of the original video? The person that filmed it at the point of the terrorist camp. Like these things, it is easy to actually find these people and just get rid of them. But why are we not finding a solution?
Well, you see, it's quite regrettable. Like earlier on, I was speaking in the TV station. I said that we are suffering from multi-dimensional security threat, and that's the reality. And this Kaduna incident, the video has gone viral, but for me, if I will be honest with you, people are crying about the floggings. For me, right inside my mouth, I say, thank God they're not killed. Yeah. Thank God they're not killed. Yeah. Flogging those people is just like terrorism kindness. These terrorists are demons, they are devils. Thank God they are not killed. But the reason why they, carry out this act the day today of during the weekend is to pass a message to the public, to send it to, to put us in a state of fear, emotional disorder, and most of you are worried. I came in here today. I think we had an interaction. I could see the three of you are worried about these people in the hands of these people. That's what they want to drive home at. They want us to play these videos, share the videos, so that it could get to international community and get to the United Nations. They just need publicity. One of the motivational factors in terrorism is publicity. When you give them publicity, they grow more strength. That is what I can say about that. Then coming back to the military, I just read what Garba said. Garba is very good in just talking anyhow. Because I don't think you tell me that in a country of over 200 million, the topmost priority of governance is the protection of human lives. When you go into the hierarchy of protection, human lives come first. Are you with me? Information comes second. Your image comes third. Your property comes last. That's hierarchy of protection. How do you place priority on protecting those property? Now, the reason why human lives come first is that if you are gone, you are gone. You are not replaceable. Are you with me? Now, anything that maybe your information comes second. Why? Because if somebody gets to know things about you, your businesses, your trade secrets or whatever the case may be, if it goes out, it don't comes in again. Property comes last in hierarchy of protection. Why? Because if I lose this phone today, can I replace it? I can replace it. So the reason why hierarchy of protection property comes last is because you replace those items that is missing. Human life, if you are gone, you are gone. Now, the Constitution has stated very clearly that the topmost priority of governance is the protection of human lives. This administration has failed us woefully. People are dying every day like chicken. Our soldiers are training so hard. They are dying so cheap like chicken. Are you with me? Now, how are you going to tell me that the Nigerian military cannot go into the enclave of these terrorist guys, send in commandos to go and take them out? It's doable. We have made a lot of advances many years ago to the enemy's camp. We'll take the battle to the enemy's camp, decimate them, pick whatever we want to pick out, come back home, drink, and relax. But a military, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force, DSS, that the government has spent trillions of naira, buying Tucanos, buying machine guns, buying armor tanks, buying Tucano jets. We have people on Okada defeating our military. We have people on Okada defeating our security agents. He said, no, for me. What transpired during the time of the American citizen that was captured in Niger Republic, between Nigeria and Niger? The Americans sent in commandos from the United States of America. They arrived in a close-by country, went into the enemy's camp, pick up that Americans, pick up that American, take him back to his country. It's because we don't have value for human lives. If we have value for human lives, the Nigerian army would have sent in like 200 commandos to the forest to go and pick these guys out of that place. It's doable, but we have refused to do that. Why? Because we don't place premium on human lives.
You know, let me come to Liz, because you see, when I even saw that video, the people that were flogging those people, like even me that I'm not a trained military person, if I just have simple karate skills, I can disarm them. I'm saying that. Yeah. Do you understand? So it's actually embarrassing for you to see that these are even the people that are holding people hostages. But you know what? Hey.
Take brings me to a question I wanted to ask. If the Nigerian army is compromised, because, I mean, like I said earlier, there was the time where our Nigerian military was known for its combat strategies and being able to go into territories and make things happen.
Yeah.
But we're seeing these things happening on Nigerian soil, and it's even the level of audacity for me. The fact that young people or people like that could come and there's a video of people being able to do these things that most likely do not even look like they have the ability, but yet they are in control. So you're wondering, are we incapacitated? Is the military compromised?
Yeah, the military is compromised. I'll tell you the truth, the military is compromised. You see, in every given nation, the military is the stronghold of a given nation. America today is bragging world power is because of its military. Yeah. Russians are bragging today world power because of its military. Yeah. You can't rate any country without its military capability. In the early days, people usually think that Nigerian soldiers don't die in action. So most of these Sierra Leone people, there's an adage going on in the early 90s, late 90s, that Nigerian soldiers die in the battlefields and they wake up. Why? Because when an advance is being activated to go before the enemy, the military succeeds. The Nigerian army succeeds in those advances. Now, why I say the military has been compromised is that it has been politicized. And that is the truth. Quite regrettably, you see some people running to politicians to go and get appointment, to go and get promotion, transfer and everything. The military need to file a divorce with the politicians. If they don't file this divorce, Nigeria will not succeed in its territorial integrity, because the military have been so integrated with these people. When you want to measure your success, you measure your success by your own capability and efficiency. Because most people think that, Nigerian army, sometimes you see paper, Nigerian army kill 150 terrorists. Nigerian army kill 50 terrorists. You don't measure terrorism success by the number of people you kill. Why? Because terrorists are being born every day. Terrorism started 2009, that's 13 years ago. A child who was born 2009 is 13 years old. Is a teenager today, is hardly gone already. So don't measure your success by the number of terrorists you killed. It's not measured that way. You measure your success by the state of peace. Are we in a state of peace in Nigeria? I will tell you categorically, big no. Who rightly say that the mother usually ply those routes from Kaduna to Kano, from Kaduna to Abuja. It's regrettable that that route has been taken over by terrorists. Why? Because while they were constructing that railway station, the Ministry of Defense did not integrate security system. There was no security integration. Amechi came and was apportioning blame. We tried to approve requests. I said, no. I had expected that Amechi should have resigned. In Nigeria, nobody resigns. If anything happened, 200 people die, they will release statement. Look at what Garbashi was saying. He's talking about. That is just a senseless write-up. Amechi should have resigned. How? This is a train station. It is a public facility. Any public facility must have security integration. Yes. Put in the security design, put in the technological applications. How would you tell me that these guys approached our rail line and there was no surveillance to capture an imminent threat, to capture a threat that is supposed to take Nigerian lives? No, they succeeded in their ill activities.
Let's go on a break, very short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, so thanks for staying with us. Now, if you just tuned in, we're discussing, asking the question, how can we rescue the release of the Kaduna-Abuja train victims? And we have Dickson with us. Now, please let's share what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. You can also tweet at us at Wayshow Africa 1 with the hashtag Wayshow. So Dickson, this is actually really tiring. If you can see it from my countenance today, I'm not just in the mood because this is really sad and depressing at the same time. Because Nigeria is not for lack of expertise that we're not seeing the solutions. It's just the willpower and the political will to just want to do the things right. So how do we even, I don't know, what do we do? Because whether we like it or not, some people are in the bush somewhere, God knows what is happening to them. I can't even start to think about what they will do to the young girls and the women. It's heartbreaking whenever I try to put my mind to what is happening there. And this is just one out of the many cases of kidnappings and and all of that we are seeing in this country. This is just one case. There are loads of people being kidnapped on a daily. The other day last week, I was on, I think it was Today Ednot's page, where a young girl was doing a video in a bus. I don't know if you guys saw that video where she was saying that
some of them had been kidnapped.
The driver was kidnapped, and it was one of the passengers that was a rookie. You could see him struggling with the bus, but let us just be moving. So this kidnapping thing, it happens on a daily basis. And it seems like there's no end in sight. So how do we even start it? If you were to speak to, what's his name, Garba Shehu, that released the statement on behalf of the president. If we say, okay, we don't want to bomb the location, are you trying to tell me that just sending a troop to that location, it means that they already know where that location is?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Sending a troop to that location can actually bring a solution to this problem. So why are we not doing that?
Sorry, let me add to your question.
Okay.
Yes, you talked about the military attack. So who is saying if we send people to these locations, would we be able to do it? So I would like to ask, how about the victims that are there already, the ones that have been kidnapped? So if we're talking about a military invasion, what about the people that are there?
They are going there to rescue those victims. You see, sometimes, most of these terrorists, they understand that if you are coming for them, their mindset is not to eliminate those victims. Their mindset is to resist the attack.
Oh.
It is very possible to send in troops there to go and fetch those guys. While the military are advancing, put in attack helicopters that will give the military firepower. Now, before you carry out such kind of mission, it's classified as a special operation.
Yeah.
Because you are going to take out some people from there, so you have to be very careful. They need to have been a surveillance. Carry out the surveillance of that environment, ascertain the exact location.
And the number of people.
Yes.
Precision.
Yeah, the precision. Get the number of people that are there. Then you condone of that environment. Are you with me? Having condone of that environment, then you send in ground troops. They will advance. The military are overwhelmed. They don't even have men to send to that place. So they are busy in other places. So send in guys through the ground troop, while the helicopters will come from the air, east, west, south, and north. And, continuously
Close them in.
Close them in, close them in, close them in, close them in. Deny them food, deny them supply, then keep on advancing and go and take out these guys. Eliminate the bad guys, fetch the good guys. Garba Shehu, sir, you see, don't just always come on air and start talking. You see, sometimes this guy thinks Nigeria belongs to him because there are statements he puts out there that looks like a joke. We are talking about human lives here. We're talking about Nigerians, women, ladies. These people have been in captivity. Are you sure that these guys are not raping them?
Yeah.
By night,
like
by
on
day,
a daily.
Without even covering them. You see, most of these Boko Haram, the girls that were released, some of them came back with
stories that we've heard of even people that have survived.
Yes, so this is an emergency situation. The military is supposed to declare an emergency situation, go in there and get these people out. Because it's not for you to just come and say, hey, we don't want to go out. Who asked him to even release that statement? Because that statement Garba released has classified Nigerian soldiers vulnerable. It means that we're not effective, it means we're not capable, and it means we don't have the capacity and the will to rescue Nigeria in a daredevil situation. This is a daredevil situation. Sending these guys, we have amphibious. Are they in the water side? Sending amphibious. Are they in the land side? Sending artillery, sending infantry. We have commandos. How many of them, let me ask you, how many of these terrorists are holding our people captive? Are they 100? Send in 200 soldiers. Are they 200? That's a battle of numbers. Send in 300 soldiers. Are they 300? Send in 500 soldiers. Are they 1,000? Send in 2 battalions. A battalion coming from the east of Kaduna, battalion coming from the north of Kaduna, battalion coming from the south, battalion coming from the west. Just even if there are 3, send in battalions to go and bring out those people and build the pride of the military. But yet the military are just relaxing.
Why are you not there?
Why would I be there?
No, like why are you not there? You seem to have all the answers, and let me tell you the truth, I just believe in everything you are saying.
No, it's doable. I'm a former soldier, so I understand the military operations. I'm a trained soldier.
So why are you not acting, like as a consultant?
I appreciate your prayers.
Yes, I think you
She's such a nice lady. Trust me.
Oh my God.
So it's doable. It's doable. It's so painful. Because sometimes I put myself in their shoes. I said, what if it was my sister? Or what if it's my sister or my brother in the enemy's den? What would we have done? You know what the military did? What the mistake the government did was that immediately that incident transpired, they should have pursued those guys immediately, calling for reinforcement.
Yes,
there is an emergency situation. So the problem here is that we don't have a war plan. Yes. We don't have an emergency preparation plan. If the Nigerian government has an emergency preparation plan, put in standby soldiers that will respond to incidents like this, all these issues, we will not be discussing it today.
But Dickson, you just said something now that we don't have enough hands. I choose not to believe that.
You should believe.
So why? Wait, why? Where are military guys? Because it's not like there's any part of the world that they are winning this war. So what are they doing? No, just give me an instance.
Okay, let me tell you what they're doing. Some of them are involved in police duty. That's why the Nigerian government needs to, put a drawing line between police duty and military duty. When Boko Haram incident sprang up in 2009, the Nigerian government was so quick to send in the military. We need to build our policing system to a space whereby if an incident transpired that has to deal with internal security, you send in the military, the police. This incident that transpired now, the Nigerian government was supposed to send in, effective mobile policemen to go and retrieve those guys. But the police people have just leave everything to the army that, it's army duty, let them call us, whatever the case may be. No, it's not done that way. We need to define our duties, define the rule of engagement. Let's know if an incident transpired in XYZ location, who are the guys responsible? Because the military are solely responsible for the protection of our national borders from external aggression. You understand? The police take care of the internal aggression. But here you see military taking care of the internal aggression, taking the duties of the Nigerian police, and you don't even know what is the duty of the police, you don't even know what is the duty of the military. That is operational error.
But this one now that is happening with terrorism, has it not translated from, so I get it that it must have started as an external, how do I even explain it? It must have started as an external aggression, but as it is now, it is an external aggression in an internal condition. Because I don't know how to explain it. Because the terrorists are not within Nigeria. They came from outside, but they have come to camp, and they've created and found roots.
What do you think they came to camp in Nigeria?
I don't know. That's what I feel like. I don't.
Let me tell you why.
Because of our porous borders.
Thank you very well. One, the porosity of our national borders.
Yeah.
Now, there was an incident that transpired in National Assembly some 4 years ago. Some group of hoodlums went into our National Assembly and carted away with the national maize. You remember?
Yes.
Very good. That was a big blow to the Nigerian government, but they didn't know that. Just what called perception. When I perceive your vulnerability and your weakness,
I begin to push my audacity.
I push my audacity. Your vulnerability is your enemy's opportunity. Are you with me? So each time you are vulnerable, the enemy gets stronger. And you show your vulnerability, the enemies come in. So they get to know that Nigeria is a place you can come and commit crime and go scot-free.
Nothing happens.
And most of these guys are foreigners. And when they do what they want to do, some of them might just go back home and enjoy the money. So what do we do as a nation? We need to build our administration of criminal justice system. I think we discussed that last time. I would say build our administration of criminal justice system, then build an efficient policing system and a high-powered military system. Now look at what's happening in Ukraine. For instance, if Nigeria wants to go to war with, let me say Niger, let's assume this war in Ukraine escalates. And if it escalates, that's where we start having coalition. The Russians have their own coalition, the Ukraine have their own coalition. It happens during the England-France war. Different countries were taking sides. Okay,
taking sides with
this
country.
Yeah. Now, if for example it escalates and Nigeria wants to start engaging our neighboring country, how do we take control of this? How? let me tell you the truth, our military are getting weaker every day. See, the number of soldiers that are being killed is so disturbing. 2 weeks ago, I saw about 38 soldiers or so being slaughtered by these guys. Now, what is the problem? I want the soldiers' family to begin to sue the government. We need to start holding our government accountable for any mechanical error. You can't die in the battlefield based on mechanical error.
I agree.
2 years ago, some group of soldiers from the United Kingdom were going to Iraq to go and engage the terrorists in Iraq. Due to mechanical error, those 14 soldiers were killed. What happened? The family sued the Ministry of Defense. Said, no, my brother cannot die based on mechanical error. They are trained to serve this country. They are trained as soldiers. Why would you send them to the battlefield without effective ammunition? Why would you send these guys to the battlefield without checking all the mechanical components? They got victory in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court awarded $250,000 against the United Kingdom military. You don't do that. You can't let Nigerians be dying every day. Anyhow, we need to test the supremacy of our constitution. If we don't test the supremacy of our constitution, our soldiers will continue to be, our soldiers will keep on dying every day, because you can't train a soldier so hard and allow him to die cheap. It's so painful.
And then we are saying that we don't have enough. The ones we have are dying. We are telling the others to come and die.
Come and die.
Like, seriously?
Let's take comments. This is really Jehovah Shammah. Dickson,
Crazy.
every day you come, I don't think I feel good afterwards.
Funny enough, when I hear him talk, I feel better. Like, it gives me hope. Because
It gives me hope, but it also gives me
came on air, I had this feeling of hopelessness.
No, it gives me
hopelessness.
So, mommy, don't get me wrong. What he's saying gives me hope. But again, I'm just wondering, like, how serious are the government to listen to practical solutions? They make it sound like solving what's it called insecurity is rocket science, and it is not.
No. It's not rocket science. You see, from the strategic center of gravity, the government are releasing these funds. They are releasing the equipment. Buhari will not go to the front line. That's why I don't hold the president. When you keep on talking about Buhari, everything, I don't hold it responsible. I am holding our military responsible. If anything happens to Nigeria, the set of these military generals will be held accountable. All of them, we will get all their names. I will hold them accountable for not saving this great nation.
The military can only have power to the extent that the government gives.
What's power? What is the power of the military? To protect the territorial integrity of this country.
They have it all already.
Get directives from the government.
What directives? That is the problem. That is being politicized. If you are getting directives from the government not to go, excuse me.
They already have their constitution.
My sister.
Let's take
don't provoke me here.
I'm asking a question. Irrespective of the government, do they have their own
independence,
autonomy?
Yes.
Why? Okay, for example, now let me assume that there is an attack in maybe there's an attack in Lagos State, and you are telling me you want to wait for order. What if the president did not give that order? As a soldier, that is where any day, anytime, anywhere comes to play. As a soldier, any day, anytime, anywhere, be prepared. And that is why you prepare during peacetime, so that when war comes, you fight. But quite regrettable, we were taken by surprise, because nobody had expected that the Nigerian army will engage an intensive warfare here in Nigeria, in exception of the battle in the Biafran War. How many soldiers do you think died in the Biafran War on the Nigerian side? My father fought in the Biafran War. My father was a soldier. My father called me one day. I was shocked. My father was just asking me, what's happening? When my younger brother was shot by Boko Haram, my father said, what is happening? How come inside Nigeria, not even outside? They went outside because my father was the first set of soldiers that went to Sierra Leone. 65 battalion here. He served in 65 battalion, then they were in Sokoto State. They went to Sierra Leone, they conquered, and they came back victoriously. I remember that time in 1991, we all went to the international airport and we were dancing, welcoming our parents. Here, once you send a soldier to the battlefield, the wife falls sick, the family begins to live in a state of fear. Why? You take a soldier to the battlefield and you leave him for 4 years, you leave him 3 years. That is operational error. Because going to the front line has to deal with has to deal with operational strategy, political strategy, economic strategy. Are you with me? So this time when you leave a soldier in the battlefield for 4 years, psychologically you will be demoralized, because I don't know when I'm going back home. Will I continue to be engaging the enemy for 4 years? My brother spent 4 years in the battlefield. Somebody who gained admission in the University of Lagos, graduated. My brother is still in the battlefield. Who does that? That's an intentional operational error. Put a soldier in the battlefield for 9 months, let him engage his enemy, come back home and reunite with his family, enjoy his marital benefit, refresh up, go back to the battlefield. Those days in the Bakassi Peninsula, we spend maximum 6 months in the battlefield, come back home. So how are we going to align all this thing to make sure we get things properly? We need to bring the military on board. The Nigerian military needs to please be sincere to us. Forget about these politicians. Hey, I want to see a
You know the funny thing?
I actually have
NSAS, I know, NSAS was peaceful protesters. You sent troops there. So the thing is actually skewed in my head. Like, I don't understand how this government, I'm just praying that one day our leaders will just see what it is that they're doing to us. They are killing us.
No, see,
because I am just hoping that they can see.
They are witch and wizards.
No.
Our leaders are witches and wizards. How else can you classify a witch? How else? How can you call this? This wickedness.
I agree with
Oh
you.
my
They are
God.
demonic.
This is demonic.
They are
You know what?
demonic in nature, honestly.
Calm down, man.
This is demonic.
I feel very. I don't.
Because I see no reason why you would now you want to go and ban Okada. And Malabi, is it Malabi? What's the name of that guy in Abuja? Attorney General Position. He's saying that only 20% of Nigerians will suffer. Okay, let's go to ratio. I'm not a mathematician. I know 20% of 200 million is 40 million. 40 million is a nation. What is the population of UK? UK is about 60 million. What is the population of Belgium? What is the population of Spain? You say 40 million people, only 20% of people will feel it. Are you telling me that you want to put 40 million Nigerians in pain because of your strategy?
We ran out of time. Let's take questions or comments quickly.
Okay, I have this from Ade, and he says, "Good evening, ladies. This terrorist has an insider within both government and military that past military proposed action to them in the camp. These repented terrorists were allowed into the public to spy. We need to apply J. Rawlings to deal with politicians benefiting from the acts. Nigeria enemies are within."
Oh, my sister and the great ladies, listen, the government knows how and what to do in securing the captives. Do you know how much these so-called leaders collect as security vote monthly? The government knows where these criminals are, for God's sake. I weep when I saw the women and kids being paraded in that video. It's sad and terrible under a former general as president. That video is not a propaganda, it is a reality. Garba Shehu should keep his mouth shut.
Shut up.
Maybe it's when they start picking those in power that they will wake up. May God save us from these bloodsuckers. Bobby Kennedy, Jalingo, Taraba.
Thank you so much, Bobby. How can we secure the release of the train Abuja? He says, my comments are not much. My brother Dickson just hit the nail on the head. He said that the government has failed in their duties to secure human lives. Generally, the government has failed us woefully. Imagine flogging as if they are flogging rams, goats, and cows. It is really disheartening, Sister Why all hope is not lost. Put a smile on your beautiful face. Your countenance today is justified. This country is indeed tiring, and it is well with all of us. My name is Daniel Ilo. Thank you so much, Daniel. It is well. It is well. It is well. That's all I can say. But thank you so much, Dickson. We'll keep the conversation going. We'll keep talking. I just hope that they listen and they take on some of these solutions that you always prefer when you come on the show. Thank you so much, ladies. Now, before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagrams at Wayshow Africa. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all our engagements on social media, like, share, and invite your friends to watch and follow the conversation. Now, if you missed today's quote, here it is again. I've never met anyone who wanted to be a terrorist. This is according to John Perkins. It says they are desperate people. I mean, that sums it up. We'll see you guys live at 8 p.m. tomorrow as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.